Welcome to this episode of Diaspora Scholars TV, where we are tracing the professional life of Denis Machanda. He is a Master of Science student in Geospatial Sciences at Bowling Green State University, located in Ohio. He's preparing for his class, and we just gonna let him do his thing. But in the meantime, we're gonna interrogate him more on some of the studies he's doing, some of the courses he's teaching, and his experiences at Bowling Green State University. One thing, Dennis, that of course I want to thank you for allowing us to come to your class. But one thing I wanted to ask, I know you are doing a master's, but before then, you have a bachelor's in which area?
Okay, thank
Do
you.
we have Geospatial Sciences in Kenya?
Yes, we have JS in JQuat.
Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology.
Agriculture and Technology.
That's where you went to school?
Not really.
Okay.
After completing my primary school at Pele Primary School, I scored for 2 marks, and then I went to Nakuru for my
2 marks. That's out of that's an A already.
Is an A already, and then I moved to Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University for Science and Technology.
Okay. Wow.
And it's one university I preferred because it has the IT component. Because
every course has IT component.
Yeah. So over the university we have, that's alongside Maseno University, those are some of the 2 universities that incorporate information technology in all their programs. So if you look at the world today, everything is incorporated with the technology. And you are now, applying machine learning in almost every discipline. So
wow.
I felt this IT component was going to be very, very important for me. And it has laid foundation, because currently what I'm doing is we are doing a lot of analysis of spatial data, both the attributes, the spatial aspects, by use of geographic information system, by use of remote sensing, and also spatial modeling. So the IT component is very, very important for me.
Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University is located in which town in Kenya?
Okay, JUST, locally known as JUST. That's an acronym. I'm going to refer to it as JUST, is found in Siaya County.
Siaya County in the western part of Kenya.
Western part of Kenya.
Wow.
For those who know Lake Victoria, is around Lake Victoria.
Yeah.
And again, for the global world, that's where President Obama came from.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so around that area. So it is important that people know that,
Yeah.
So that is it. So at Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University, I pursued a bachelor's degree in education with a concentration in geography.
You trained as a geography teacher?
I trained as a geography business studies teacher, but my concentration was in geography. So I've had a special interest in the environment.
What is this thing with teachers? They from Kenya, I've met quite a number, and it's just amazing at the way they pivot to get into very tech higher degrees, and it's just unbelievable. I mean, these are the surprises people pull every time I do these interviews. So, Bachelor of Education in Geography and Business Studies.
Yeah.
Oh my God, with an IT component.
With an IT component.
That is JUST.
Exactly.
Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University, located in Siaya in Western Kenya.
Precisely.
Oh my God, that's very, very impressive. So you did that. Did you teach?
Yes, I taught.
Okay.
I graduated in 2015. At 2016, I was absorbed by Teacher Service Commission.
Okay. You are lucky it didn't take long.
Yeah, it didn't take long. So I've taught for that period until late 2020, around 2019 there. And of course...
you are a successful teacher.
Yeah, so,
wow.
So Jaramogi Odinga University of Science and Technology really has been very, very instrumental for me, because it has built a foundation for me. And when now you are interacting with your students with respect to the environment, because I had my concentration was majorly in geography, and you are teaching this concept about climate change and the environment, the atmosphere, and all those changes happening on the atmosphere, So I really was interested in understanding much better, maybe by having having detailed spatial information about the atmosphere and simulating the interaction of radiation in the atmosphere. All right. And that's why I was really interested in this area of remote sensing and Geographic Information System, which are the core courses, of course, in geospatial science.
Those are the courses in geospatial sciences.
Yes.
GIS.
Yeah.
And remote sensing.
Yes.
Wow. In simple language, what is GIS and remote sensing?
So GIS is basically, in a simplified way, it's basically a tool. It's a tool. For example, you have softwares like QGIS, we have ArcGIS, we have GRASS, we have Saga. All those are softwares, are GIS tools that help you to, to analyze spatial information and the attributes in them. So you basically have collected information, you study it, you analyze it, and then you visualize that information. For example, it's a flooding situation. For example, recently in Nairobi, we also had, the tornadoes in the US. So you can study that. You can collect data. That data can be collected remotely by use of remote sensing. You can get from the satellite, that is it, from maybe Sentinel. You have Landsat. You also have harmonized Landsat imagery. And
so let me ask you, let me interject there. Yes. So can this data be obtained by a layman? Let me, if I live in any village in Kenya, you mentioned, sources like the Sentinel. Is it a place where I can just get some useful data?
Exactly. So we have both commercial satellites and we have others where you can download the data freely by just having an account with them, for example.
Let me say I'm a tea farmer in Kericho.
If you're a tea farmer in Kericho, just log into USGS. USGS, United States Geological Survey. Yeah, so you're going to download all these satellite imagery free of charge.
It's free of charge?
Yeah, and it's mostly multi-temporal data. Yeah, you have all that data.
By multi-temporal data, what do you mean?
That basically means data collected from different periods.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that data can mean a lot in terms of...
So if you understand how to manipulate, the same data, you can do it. You can use even drones to collect. You don't have to use, the satellites. So even drones can be used to collect data. For example, in an agricultural field, you can collect data using a satellite. And if you know how to manipulate, or you can, source for somebody who can help you understand. And then you compute simple statistics like normalized different vegetation index and other types of indices to understand, whatever you were trying to study. It could be maybe you are trying to monitor vegetation health. You want to monitor vegetation density or anything else you want to study. So because geospatial is an interdisciplinary discipline. It can be applied in transportation. You can apply it in flood mapping.
In agriculture.
You can apply it in agriculture, in the military, getting the coordinates.
Design of roads.
Urban planning, exactly.
Urban planning. Yeah. Designing irrigation systems.
Yeah. That's why I was saying GIS is basically a tool that will help you to analyze geospatial data or spatial data. We're talking about GIS, primarily we have remote sensing, Geographic Information System. Those are the core courses there. You also have other electives like spatial modeling. So if you're interested in agriculture, you can take some units in agriculture, some courses in agriculture. If you're interested in urban expansion, like I've taken a course in urban expansion with Professor Kefa Otiso. Yeah, so...
Professor Kefa Otiso is Kenyan?
Yeah, he's Kenyan.
He's been at this university for many years.
He's been here for more than 20 years.
Professor Kefa Otiso, if you didn't know, I'm at Bowling Green State University, and we'll interview you on this show because you've mentored many Kenyan students, indeed many African students, in fact, students in general, including American students. And we are really grateful for the work you do, even as the founder of KESA.
He's been very, very instrumental. He's like the father to many, many international students, especially those coming from the African continent, because situations can be a bit different when you land to the US.
Yes.
The systems can be a little bit different. You understand the US is more advanced.
Sure.
So sometimes integrating in terms of education, trying to integrate in this system is going to give you some basics, makes you understand those things.
Yeah, sure.
And links you to other students who've been here, when you come as a new student, you may not know, so he can link you to some, this student will be your mentor. This one can be a graduate ambassador and all that kind of thing.
Sure. It's a shout out to Professor Kefa Otiso. And, we also normally distribute that, guideline to admission to the US written by Kefa Otiso. That document has circulated thousands of times to aspiring students to come to the U.S. And I can't, I'm really impressed at the kind of people he has mentored, including you, Denis Machanda. You are doing geospatial sciences, and you are very good mentors. I mean, he's a really good mentor. And the way you speak, and I keep saying the way you articulate, you seem to really be a specialist in that field already. And I can't believe you are teaching geography and business studies. Looks like you had a keen eye to venture into these areas we are talking about. You seem to even have, foreseen these, early enough, and you are talking about the IT component at Just.
Exactly. So that is it. I liked it, and I've loved the environment because that's where we live. The environment shapes us, and we have to use whatever the environment offers to us in a sustainable manner without compromising the ability of future generations to use the same resources. So taking care of the environment will actually take care of us. So we need to understand these processes. We understand how we live in harmony without destroying the environment. It's been part of me.
It can be sustainable.
It can be done sustainably.
Let's go back to that study you are doing about the Mau forest. It's very, very close to my heart and to the people in Kenya, because there's been a lot of debate, fights even, among the people living around the Mau forest. The importance of it, the conserving it cannot really be understated, right? And what was the name of the study? What's the title of the study? And if you want to find out more, is it an ongoing study? Is there any work out there that we can refer to that, the policy makers, from Kenya may watch this? So what can you say? Or should we look out for that study to come out, the findings? What do we expect?
So I'm yet to publish it, and it is under review.
Oh.
It is under review, so it's going to be out very soon. It is mapping land use land cover changes using multi-temporal Landsat imagery by use of maximum likelihood classification.
Okay.
Yeah, for a case study of Nakuru County, that's the Mau Forest Complex.
If you're the governor of Nakuru, look out for this publication. Indeed, reach out to, again, Denis Machanda, who has done a study about mapping the Mau Forest, and much more is in that study. And this is extremely relevant to the policymakers in Kenya, and indeed even other environmental conservation bodies, including the UNEP as well. And Denis,
yes,
we can't thank you more.
Thank you so much.
We will follow up with Denis because the studies you are doing are extremely important, and the tools you are using are also extremely important. And we let you maybe prepare for your lesson. We can watch for a minute or so, and then we'll be out of here. But I can assure you we'll be back.
Okay.
And we're gonna put your profile also on KenyaScientistsInDiaspora.com. So that people can be able to reach out to you directly. And also when that publication comes out, it's also going to be on our website, KenyaScientisInDiaspora.com. So look out for Denis Machanda's study on the Mau forest and land use in many areas, or in Nakuru County, to be specific.
Yeah, there are more studies we are doing. That's one of the studies. Also trying to map flooding.
Flooding as well.
We're trying to map flooding. We saw a serious situation of flooding in Nairobi.
Yes.
For the first time. We also saw almost all of Syokimau.
People's homes were swept.
Again, you also have very harmful chlorophyll on Lake Victoria. And this is, impacting negatively the fishing activities. So we want to study this harmful, the alga. You understand
the alga bloom.
Yeah, the alga bloom. So we want to study the behavior and make suitable recommendations. Of course, what we need is policy implications and what the county government can do at a local scale to help, because it is really affecting the fishermen and fisherwomen.
Indeed. So let's look out for that study, and we'll talk to you more on the same. And again, we want to thank you, but in the final part, we'll discuss with you more about that. So viewers, will be right back.